Alrighty, I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company. Catalyst and Company, where we work to be catalysts in our own lives and each other's, or each other's lives and our own, where we just try and do stuff. And today is the start of doing better. What I'm going to be doing is what I talked about in my last video. I'm going to be setting up a painting. Let's move this just a little bit. See how that works. I'm going to be setting up this image on these two canvases. And as I've talked about before, the black lines, the graffiti lines, were set up by my friend Tyler at Black Lamp Tattoo Shop or Tattoo Studio. He did these and he was kind enough to front me these canvases because I've been out of everything, or not everything, but I've been pretty close. So he fronted me these canvases and I want to show him respect and appreciation for fronting me the canvases by getting to work on them. And there we are. That's kind of it. So we're doing studio mate in another state, where you and I work side by side in our studios together. We've all been isolated, and we're all in pretty much in the same state of mind or emotion or whatever. We're all just trying to keep plodding along. And I hope I helped today just by being your studio mate, by just hanging out. When I first started doing these, I played audiobooks or music, or we listened to my favorite radio show, Boston Public Radio, but we can't do that anymore because I keep getting copyright thingies from the YouTube. Okay, where do we want to place him? Let's see. If I put him right in the center, we're going to lose his face. So I'm thinking, just go a little off center, so we get to see his little face without the separation in the center, although I think the separation is interesting. I think we'll go this direction. Yeah. So in the video I made this morning, I promised to do better, and this is the start. I also mentioned that I had gone into my Patreon account and put up a new post, and this one is public, unlike the last few, which have been private between my Patreon patrons and I. But I laid out exactly what I need. Exactly what I need to keep working and to keep having a place to live, but also to keep working. See, if you take a peruse through Patreon, that would be awesome. This video will most likely be posted in the morning. Because let's see how that does. YouTube doesn't post live feeds right away. Let's fix this. Light over here. Okay, close enough. Ooh, no, that's blinding. Let's see how it does up there. We're gonna have some shadows, but that's just it. We're gonna have to deal. That's all. So I'm gonna put the base over here. So because I can't really play anything, it's going to be quiet, except for me yakking away. Can we see? Well, shadows. Oh well. I lay everything out in chalk first, And then I'll go over it with aerosol. But we'll get this set up today, hopefully. Put this up here. Now it's high. Now it's very high. But I want his foot in here. His foot is going to land spot there. So I hope you've been able to get some work done, even with all the, you know, the continued COVID stuff going on and all the craziness. Okay, his body's going to be too big now. In the center. I know a lot of artists like to grid their work. I don't. I really don't. It makes it more difficult, but I kind of enjoy this free fall. So there's the center. So come up here. Here. His head is going to be a lot smaller. Need to kind of just go in and make an anchor. Oh, you can't see. Wait a minute. Definitely can't see. Try and fix this just a little bit. Oh, excuse my armpit. Okay, there we go. A little bit. Secure it. All right. So I need to build an anchor on this guy. We're trying to figure this out. Somebody help me. So I'm going to start with maybe somewhere near where the skirt might be, the skirt that this little boy is using. Just build some kind of an anchor that we can build off of. And as I said in the last video, I taped over, and earlier, I taped over all of my friend Tyler's graffiti work. So I have the option later of using it, working it in a little bit better, or not. I think I may have to take some off though, because most of his, the horsey, most of his skirt is kind of, is now on tape, sprayed on the tape, but we'll see. It's okay to change your minds. I'm just laying everything out. This is definitely the stick figure stage. Don't worry about too much. The hiney of the horse. Guys, let's work together here. So again, I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company, and we're doing studio mate in another state. Where I'm working in my studio, you're working in yours. We just kind of hang out. With the worst lighting in the face of the earth. Let's see. I know. Okay. See how that goes. Probably the hardest part, trying to figure this shit out. It would be easier if I used a grid. That takes all the fun out of it. So I hope you've been working and painting and doing stuff and making things. Crap. I actually was working on a collection of work for a particular project, but I put that to the side for a while. I worked on several paintings, I think 8 paintings for a couple of months. Two of them are total crap and went in the garbage. Now what's nice about using aerosol is this isn't permanent. Nothing is permanent. The oils aren't permanent. Everything can be wiped down or gone over. But this just gives me a guide. A little bit of a map. So I would be there. That's I'm safe now. So I'm pretty psyched. We had two paintings go out this week, one to Newport, Rhode Island, and another to North Carolina, and that was delivered today. That was very cool. This foot's too low. Kind of getting it in the right range. Like I said, this is just a map, or just giving me a direction. I don't take the lines seriously. I don't fret over where every little one goes, because it's not going to go right, and it'll have to be fixed. It's just the way it is. Like, I thought that was going to be the hiney of the horse. It's not going to work. I have to shift him over down here. But I'll work this in to the colors and design and overall look and the feel of the painting as we move along. Skirt's too low. And too wide. Poor little darling is, well, he's kind of big. know if you, oh yeah, you can see it. It's a figure going to be sitting on a hobby horse. One of my favorites. I have a whole collection of these. I don't remember how many there are. There's not a lot. There's under 10. But it's something I'm fascinated by. Late 18th century little boys sitting on hobby horses. I find it just so weird. It's so weird and compelling. Once I get this part's all set up, the outline, and I put in some textures, and I'm going to start peeling off the masking tape and see how Tyler's graffiti looks once it's exposed. It should be kind of interesting. It should be very interesting. And it'll add another layer to this. I love puzzles. I love puzzles, so this will make more of a puzzle. He's got this little white cuff on here that I didn't see before. Huh. We're going to lose some of this tape. Although I don't mind the lines running through a lot of it. I got to get his face in. So let's take the tape off and see what happens. I've got to get his face. I've got to get his jacket painted in. And right now he's got a big squiggly line running down what will be his face. Let's take this off. This is very, very similar to what I do in my regular paintings anyway, using black gesso swipes. Very, very similar. But I'm feeling protective of his graffiti. More protective than I am of what I do. he's provided this really wonderful other layer, other texture, other piece of the puzzle. So again, if you just happen to find me, and it appears no one has, one person was on a while ago. I'm Beck Lane, this is Studio Mate in another state. And this is where we just spend some time together. You in your studio, mine in my studio. So we're studio mates, but I don't owe you rent and make a mess in your studio. It's perfect, kind of. Right, now we're gonna go in. Yeah, that would be too much with his face, for his face. So we're gonna start adding textures and getting a little bit more detail than we have right now. Which is not gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be a little. Little. Ugh, it's too heavy. I don't want it that heavy. Well, there we are. A little bit higher and open the door. There we go. I wish we could turn on the radio, put on Bumblebee radio. Oops. Okay, you. My friend Kristen Eck has a radio station called Bumblebee Radio, and I really have it going all the time. It's weird when it's this quiet in here. It doesn't feel right. So what I'm doing right now is putting in a sleeve and his jacket. And again, it's not precise, I don't care. It'll all work itself out later. hope everybody's doing well. I went for my walk. Walked a couple miles. Got the kitties dinner. They should be in for dinner soon. Which you'll know because they'll announce. So this is really just how I work. This is part of the process. I sketch everything out in chalk, then I kind of sketch it in a little bit in aerosol, then I sketch it in again in chalk. Then I use a little bit more aerosol, and then we're going to start with the oils, but I certainly won't be doing all of that in a live feed. And it takes hours. So we're just going to get done what we get done in a reasonable amount of time and before I lose my patience, which is nice. Which would be a good idea. Alright, if I forget, I just put my chalk in my pocket. Somebody remind me. I've got to find a nice texture for the hobby horse's fur. Not sure what I'm going to use. Not sure what that will entail. But we'll find something interesting. Probably doilies. Again, I'm Beck Lane, this is Catalyst and Company, and we're doing a studio mate in another state. That's where you work in your studio, I work in mine, side by side, for as long as I can. Actually, I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to do a few more things and then stop. We haven't done this in a really long time. I just haven't been in the mood. I've been moody. Okay, so horse. And I understand this can look really confusing to people. Me working with my usual black and white swipes or now Tyler's graffiti. But to me, it's just part of the adventure and it's part of the puzzle. And without these swipes, without the confusion, I'm just not interested. It holds no interest to me. Working on a plain, like, flat white gesso canvas is deeply uninteresting. And I find it difficult. It's the puzzle that I need. The constant, what the heck is going on here? I don't know. Let's figure it out. These are notes about his white linen shirt, which I always do in a blue. Not always this bright a blue, but it's what I've got. There's actually a slate blue, I think by Montana, that I really prefer for cotton. Ugh. But we got what we got. Okay. I'm going to go back into a skirt, although it's a really dark brown or it's just a really dark color. I'm going to give it a little bit of texture anyway, and then we'll just see what happens after that. Really long on it and covered his shirt. Oh well, world won't end. Sock. Then we got his shoe. I'm slightly loath to putting his shoe together just yet. I like to leave the shoes a little raw. So we'll just make a couple of lines coming down. We'll figure it out later. I gotta figure out the horsey. We do that. Let's come back up. Oh, chalk's in my pocket. Thank you for reminding me. Here it is. Oh. So nifty. Oh, too fast and heavy. It's okay. The problem with using aerosols, or what could be a problem, is if you put them too heavy on the canvas and then you go over them with oils, they can crack. Well, if you put them too heavy on the canvas, period, regardless, they can crack, whether they have oils or acrylics over them, it doesn't matter. If they're too heavy, which this could be, maybe not, they can crack over time. And you know, eventually I'll be going over this with oils. Actually, later tonight I'll be adding details and start cutting in with oils. And so there's always the chance that everybody could get temperamental, the aerosols and everything, and it could crack, and then it would affect the oils. But I'm kind of okay with that. I like decrepitude just a little. I think it's interesting. It certainly isn't going to happen right away. I would love to be able to see it someday, if it happened. While I'm alive. There's no tape, there's tape. Oh, come on. You bastard. No. Stop. you're too far forward, but don't worry about it. Once again. We have hands. We have little hands. Do this right, this little nose should nestle right in that curve. Yeah, all of them should, his mouth and his little nose, bridge of his nose, his face should land right in there, which is super cool, super duper cool. Adds another fun layer when things work out serendipitously like that. Oh, nope, too low. That's not going to work out. It's actually up here. I think I made a boo-boo. Nope, no. Wow, he's going to work out however he works out. It'll be fine. Eyeball. Little horsey. Well, somebody important is headed over to Siesta Key near the helicopter. The fancy people take helicopters over to Siesta Key, even though they could drive. Oh, I don't think I told anybody. I bumped into a producer from Siesta Key Real World, I think it is. I don't know, I don't watch it, I don't care. But I was showing him my artwork and he really loved it. That was a while ago though, so you will not be seeing me on Siesta Key Real World, I don't think. But there's always a hope, who knows? But it's a very white show and my work isn't geared towards traditional audiences. Traditional white audiences, I guess. That's what I mean. More geared towards an amalgamation of people than super rich white kids. Super rich white kids stuff, stupid stuff. Like there was apparently an entire plane inside the house for a birthday party, for a grown man's birthday party. Ugh. Can't imagine being that douchey. Douche. Nope, I'm not gonna use that. That's gonna be the fur. Oh, that's what I wanted. My work is far too cool for douchebags. We're intellectuals here, so we will stick with our little niche intellectual audience. We're super smart. Clip your nails. Oh my God, I just realized the horse has the same pattern that's been on other horses that I've done. It's not the same horse, but it's the same painting pattern. It's too funny. So I'm gonna have the solution to his body, the texture in his body, stored away somewhere. And we will figure it out. Because that's what we do. got the basics laid out. I just have to put in, let's come on over here. There we go. I've got the basic shapes laid in. All right, there we go. So I've got the basic shape sketched in, the figure, the hobby horse. I have to put texture. I have to aerosol in texture in the body of the horse, and then I can start on oils. But for now, we're gonna stop. And we're gonna have some dinner, and give me a little break because the cats are gonna be in soon, and I'll have to feed them. Anyway, I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company. If you'd like to help doing a Studio 120, we're on your studio mate in another state. Did I say that? Anyway, if you'd like to help support Catalyst and Company, all the links are down below. And if you go on my Patreon account, all the links are down below, including Patreon where you can supply monthly support, TeePublic, where you can purchase items with my work printed on them, t-shirts, tote bags, coffee mugs, phone cases, tapestries, all kinds of things. So TeePublic, link is down below. If you'd like to send a tip, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, which is awesome, you can send a tip through Cash App or PayPal, and those links are down below as well. If you go to my Patreon account, today I posted a public message. I've been not working it particularly well the past couple months, so I posted a message today, a public message, stating exactly what I need, because I do need. I'm a struggling artist. I know people think I'm fancier than I am, or higher up the ladder than I am, and I'm not high up the ladder. But if you'd like to help out, you can go on my Patreon account, link down below, and you can see exactly what I need, exactly what my household requires, and then what I require to just keep everything going. And then there was something else, and you can pick and choose. Oh, then there's also items that I need listed in there as well, like a stand for my iPad, so I'm not rattling around on an old metal easel. Whatever, that's not a major priority right now. Rent and food is. So if you take that a look, I'd really appreciate it. Send me a tip through Cash App, PayPal, blah, 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 blah. And then there was something else, but I don't remember. Oh, if you like my artwork, if you'd like to see more of my artwork, you can go to my website. That link is down below. And if you'd like to talk about purchasing artwork, the links to my galleries are down below. Andrew and Mark at Chasen Gallery here in Sarasota, or Jay Louise, my friend Jay Louise, at Blue Egg Gallery in Fort Lauderdale. I also have a fellow up north named Raphael Coelho, who I absolutely adore. So there's a number of ways that you can invest in Catalyst and Company, formerly Studio 120, and help out. Okay, I'm gonna go. Carrie, are you ready? Here we go. Ciao, everybody. Ciao. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, now we gotta find the off button. Oh, crap. Meow, meow. Boink.